We're rolling.
We're rolling.
All right.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Ask the Attorney. My name is Blair Clark, and I am here with Mr. David Sobel. David, how are you doing this evening?
Good. I'm doing great, Blair. Thanks. Ask the attorney.
Ask the attorney. We've got a lineup of questions to ask you tonight, David. They are all related to real estate and finance and estate planning and contracts, etc. They're going to be really, really interesting. But before we dive into the questions, can you please tell those who are watching how can they get a hold of you if they have any sort of legal needs in any of these areas?
It's really simple. You just have to type in my name, actually, these days, thank goodness, into Google, David Sobel, and my firm and myself should pop up. But it's another way to get in touch with us is just 888-789-1715. I always love a phone call. It's so much easier to handle, whatever people's questions are. And then they can also go to our website, which is a pretty active website. It's called provenresource.com. Resource is singular. And that's pretty much it. I mean, online, you can find our material and our content related to real estate, contracts, financial disputes, everywhere, pretty much everywhere. On YouTube, we're on LinkedIn, where a lot of investors don't seem to go, like a lot of real estate investors don't really seem to go to LinkedIn. We have Pinterest, we are on Twitter, but really the best place to get the content is going to be provenresource.com and YouTube, and my phone number is on all that as well. So 888-789. What's
Pinterest.
That? You know what? I didn't realize that we were on Pinterest, but we do a lot of content like placards. And one of our colleagues in the office puts it on there. So it's just it's actually pretty interesting how social media, far and wide, there's so many different uses for it. But I've actually had people, we don't even put the little link, that logo like Pinterest, we don't even put that on anything.
Who would think? But no, Pinterest is a search engine.
Right.
And it's more sophisticated than people give it credit for. I really like Pinterest, and so I think I'm going to start following you now. I'm going to start following you right along with Joanna Gaines.
Joanna Gaines is much prettier than me. Much prettier. And much more creative.
Just David Sobel, and then just like shiplap, and we're tearing out walls and removing fireplaces.
I actually like.
And then Proven Resource.
Once in a while, like Pinterest has some really good stuff on like homes and definitely landscaping. And I like landscape and plants. So I do not often, but from time to time I'll go on there.
He's on Pinterest, everyone. Look at that. All right. That's fantastic. If you are also on Facebook, talking to the viewer now, if you're on Facebook and you have any interest in real estate investing, David and I are both active in a really great investing networking group on Facebook that is focused on Michigan, but there's just really great, across the board information and content that's delivered on not just how to invest in the state of Michigan, but just how to be a real estate investor in general, or how to leverage what it is you're doing, or how to build and scale, grow your business. That's called Michigan Real Estate Investor Network. So you can find that group on Facebook. It's free to join. David's in there. He's really active in there. And then he's also been on several podcasts that networking group puts together. So you can find the podcast in the Facebook group, or you can go to michiganreinetwork.com and soak up even more content from David Sobel. So let's hop into the questions. David, we've got 7 tonight, and they're all very interesting.
Right.
We're going to kick it off with outraged in Oakland Township. And outrage writes in, my ex-wife will not sign off on the deed to our home, which she has not lived in for over 10 years. Am I stuck? How can I get her to sign the deed so I can refinance my property that I was awarded in our divorce? From outraged in Oakland Township.
I swear we hear this question more often.
Yes. I was thinking that as I was reading it.
Right. And they seem to be so similar, especially right now with the huge refinance boom and purchases, rates are low. So look, 50% of the former married population, right? They're divorced now, and so they may have owned a home. And so in a divorce decree or in a judgment for divorce, there'll be provisions in there that are negotiated between usually the attorneys for the husband and wife or the partners or spouses, significant others. And in there's going to be a property division provision that talks about how the property real estate should be divided. Who gets what? Who's obligated on the mortgage still? When will one party refinance to get the other party off? So many different things. When will you sell the property? All these things should be addressed in a divorce decree when there is either a primary residential piece of property or, if there's investment property. And so what this gentleman can do is he can go and take that divorce decree, and he has to record it. So if it should act as a conveyance instrument unto itself, provided that the judge had stated in the judgment that the divorce decree actually will act as a conveyance document in the event that the ex-spouse refuses to initiate or convey the property. Okay. Now the thing is a lot of people, they get their divorce decree, they just want to get the hell out of the courtroom, and they never, their attorneys, the divorce attorneys, never tell their client, you take this divorce decree and you go and record it. So it operates like a deed. That's only if, however, the right language, I call it magic language, from the judge is inserted in that divorce decree. Okay?
Okay.
So that's now, if, by the way, Blair, right, it's never a simple answer. I'm
Right.
sorry. And for those watching, I'm sorry as well, because it sounds like I want to be long-winded. It's not the case. There's always these caveats. Law is not clean. It's always gray, and I call it legal puke or legal vomit. So the other thing is that with regards to this transaction, if that language is not in that divorce decree, you're going to have to go to compel the ex-spouse to convey the property. You have to go back to court. You don't open a new case. Hopefully, again, there's a provision in that divorce decree that allows you to go and reopen, or not reopen, but file a motion asking the court to get back involved in the former divorce to just make a ruling on what's going on with this property. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of different avenues to take, that you can take, a lot of different roads, but that would be if nobody's cooperating, the first explanation is the best. Record the divorce decree, or go back to court. One's less expensive than the other, obviously, because you got to get attorneys. And you don't go back, with all due respect, you don't go back to your divorce attorney. You go to a real estate attorney to do that.
Okay.
You don't have to go. You don't have to go back to your divorce attorney.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, because that's the real estate specific question. So when you say to file that judgment of divorce, do you file that just at the assessor's building?
No.
Just like you would.
It's a great question.
Where do you file? Okay.
It's an excellent question. Okay, so what you have to do, the divorce decree, you can't just take a copy or photographic copy of the judge's order. Okay, it's really a divorce order, divorce decree, or judgment. You have to get it certified first by the court. So by the circuit court, they'll certify it, meaning that they're stamping it, saying that this is the actual court's order and it's the original, or as close to the original as possible. Then you can take that, once you get it certified, to the county's register of deeds.
Okay.
And they will record it.
Okay.
Great question. That should have been asked in the beginning too, right?
Oh yeah, just where do you take it? That's
right.